All right, Shalom. The brother Kaya from GMS New Orleans coming back at you with another quick lesson. Prior to getting started, as I always do, like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to the Akim that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the whole elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And this lesson will be about fuel prices are so high that thieves are now making holes in your gas tank. I'll reiterate that. It says fuel prices are so high that thieves are now making holes in your gas tank. And as we know, the ongoing feud, okay, with the Strait of Hormuz, okay, and not being able to come to a common ground, meeting in the range so well, oil and gas can be safely trafficked through to and fro, from importing and exporting, all right, to get into the people, which is, obviously is a high necessity. As we talk about these things, we see that it's causing a domino effect on the people, okay, concerning the need for it, something that's in high demand. When there become any shortage of it, all right, you start to see, the love for many people is just start to wax cold, all right, through people taking what they want. Remember, the course of people action is going to stand in their own hand, because times is going to be dark on earth. All right, we're going into dark time. Let's see. Oh, man. Bring that out real quick. All right. Okay. This is the course of man's actions. I don't know, it should be 16. Is it second address? Salaki. Yeah, this second address 15 and 18. It says, "For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Now, obviously, this was when it's in total chaos, to where, if you're a city official or a person that have a lot to do in this society, or would you say the rich, okay, and the people that have some type of power, okay, then obviously, they won't be regarded the kings or princes. But just to look at it on a small level, all right, it's going to be sedition and invading one another. All right, when you invade somebody, it's not saying, oh, they just invade them for food. Nah, you're invading them for necessity sake. Whenever you see all these Fallout movies, the Road and different movies, Book of Eli, all right, when all chaos and hell done broke loose, what you see is survival of the fittest. So now, all right, just like down here during Katrina, it was a gas crisis. People were sucking gas out cars with straws, stealing gas, stealing cars, all right, because people needed gas, all right. And just like no time other before, it's going to hit on a way worse level. It's going to be 10 times Katrina, right? Jacob's trouble going to be 10 times Katrina. 50 times, any national catastrophe or disaster you'll see, man. All right. It's gonna get way past that. Okay, so I'll read a couple things in this article, and it won't be long. It just shows that the trajectory of the behavior of the people in the earth is getting very erratic, man. Okay, it's going all over the place, right? People making holes in your gas tanks. People, even the people selling the gas, these Arabs and different nations. All right, you go to the gas stations, it shows the money, the numbers are moving, but no gas is coming out the tank. You know, you got people, if you're not paying attention, like you women be on the phone, different things, or you put the gas pump in your tank and pump the gas, people go take it out, all right, and pump some on their side of the car, all right, and pull off. You know, so you got a lot of things happening. As this societal disruption is happening. It's taking place. You see? Now let's read some of this. Okay, it says gas theft is back again, and it has gotten meaner with gasoline prices at the highest in 4 years, and get comfortable with that because it's gonna get higher. Thieves have moved on from siphoning off gas to make holes in fuel tanks on parked cars. The method is simple and especially brutal in its after effects. That's the siphoning. All right, when you kind of suck it up, then it starts to flow through. Then you put it in either your car or some kind of gas can or tank you holding. All right, people have moved on from that. It says the method is simple and especially brutal in its after effects. A thief needs only an electric drill or a punch in both plastic or metal gas tanks, a few minutes, and something to catch the fuel. The driver, meanwhile, is left with a ruined tank and a repair bill that can run up to $3,000 for a replacement gas tank. Now, I'll say this about these mechanics. All right, they'll be able to can drill your gas tank back or do something as far as putting on, as far as resealing it or something like that, and they'll tell you need a whole new gas tank, man. So they themselves are crooks. It says, if they're not jerry-rigging a sealant fix together, see? According to some reports, repair shops are now fixing a gas tank with a hole in it roughly once a week. All right, so it's been an ongoing occurrence of this same thing in order for it to make the news break. All right, it says, before prices climbed, it happened maybe a couple of times a year. That sharp jump in frequency tells you everything about how desperate things have gotten. All right, let me go down here. And this has happened before. All right. Well, it's how desperate things has happened. Let's get this real quick. It says the head reads, difficult times will come. This 2 Timothy 3 and verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So this is how you know we're in the last days. Perilous, when you go into that word, is
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas.
Yep.
Chalipas.
Chalipas. Okay. It says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, and savage. All right. Because in Matthew 24 and 12, as we all read and know, all right, in these dark times, when things is getting hard out here, okay, this is what's going to happen out here. This is the heart of people. Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. Invading somebody is iniquity, man. You stealing from your neighbor, right? Yeah, thou shalt not steal, from your neighbor, right? Take that of another man, but hey, laws in desperation time, when people lose it, they lose it. Laws go out the window. It's only about survival. Okay, it says in the 1970s, chronic gas shortages triggered a surge in siphoning. People would drop plastic tubing into the tanks of parked vehicles to drain the fuel. Annoying, but at least it left the car intact. Locking gas caps became common and awareness went up. The same pattern played out more recently when inflation peaked at 9.1% in June 2022. Following the pandemic era, supply chain chaos and rounds of stimulus spending, gas prices hit record highs, and theft incidents climbed with them. Each time prices spiked, desperation followed. The difference now is that siphoning has largely been engineered out. Newer vehicles have narrow curve filler necks and internal baffles that make forcing a tube through nearly impossible. So thieves drill down to find another way in, literally. You see? And don't expect any relief anytime soon. Anyone hoping this is a short-term problem may be waiting a while. Gasoline prices surged 21% in March 26 alone, the largest single month jump on record. And once gas price rise, history shows they rarely fall at the same speed they climbed. Economists have drawn comparisons to the late 1970s when multiple energy shocks prevented inflation from normalizing and forced increasingly aggressive responses. For drivers watching the pump at their parked car, the uncertainty of how long this will continue is far from comforting. All right? And that's pretty much the point. Okay, as you see, people are getting desperate, man. Siphoning gas out, drilling holes through, whatever it take, all right, for them to, get to where they going or accomplish whatever goal they intend to reach. All right, hey, they'll screw you in the process, man. All right, so I can just be circumspect. This can happen to anybody. So I just wanted to bring this to the forefront that because of the spike in gas prices, right, the money shortage, the job shortage, and the windows darkening in this place. All right, people is going to get more desperate as the days go on, of when more hell comes into play on our people, man. So I don't want about the Zada was that a fine. Till next time I say shalom.